Therefore, the Section 89(1) inquiry will therefore not be proceeded with.
That's how Parliament concluded the business of the day, with opposition parties licking their wounds and going to re-strategize. The opposition failed to get their way despite support from some ANC members in Parliament. At least 5 ANC MPs broke rank and refused to toe party line.
As a disciplined member of the ANC, I vote yes.
One MJ.
Yeah, yes.
Pahumapilo SOR.
I vote yes.
During the debate, the majority of the ANC MPs stood their ground, arguing against the adoption of the Section 89 independent panel report. They say the Phala Phala incident is still being investigated by other law enforcement institutions.
We can only commence the impeachment process if sufficient evidence exists. Does sufficient evidence exist? In paragraph 80 of the report itself, the panel says it did not have sufficient evidence. There are various institutions that are still to conclude investigations.
The governing party did receive some support from across the aisle. COPE said the report did not provide enough evidence of its investigation and had loopholes, while Al-Jamaa cautioned the opposition in the National Assembly to stop meddling in the internal squabbles of the ANC.
The panel failed to respond to that question. The panel depended on the media, and I think that has been reported. I propose that we apply both legal and ethical routes so that we can depend on expertise and independence.
The 12 political parties in Parliament are not branches of the African National Congress or substitutes, and the efforts today must certainly be moot.
Good respects the right of the President to take the independent panel's report on review. Indeed, we share the President's reservations that there are various potential legal irregularities in the panel's work.
But other opposition parties argued for the adoption of the Phala Phala report.
We've been here before, and not so long ago. We all sat in this house, debate after debate, vote after vote, and watched the ANC majority shield Jacob Zuma from half a dozen motions of no confidence and 1 impeachment vote.
It is this man who held the hand of Nelson Mandela and said the Constitution of South Africa is above all of us. Today is the same man who's peeing on the Constitution of South Africa. Thank you.
The IFP has considered the report of the independent panel, and we believe that it could not have come to any other conclusion based on the information before it. We therefore support the recommendations of the report as the IFP.
If we go and see what the Zondo Commission found, it was clearly stated that the President himself didn't take enough steps to ensure accountability.
The ANC calls on President Ramaphosa to stop being evasive and be honest with the people of South Africa.
The Section 89 panel has found that the President has a case to answer. Let there now be a full inquiry by Parliament, the very institution that elected him to office.
This is a watershed moment in our Parliament. Parliament today will either affirm that no one is above the law or some people are above the law.
So while we will support the adoption of this report, we don't believe that this process should continue until the review application is finalized before a court of law.
We in the PAC agree that the State President must face investigation into the Phala Phala game farm shoddy business.
The third largest party in Parliament, the Red Beret, vowed to take Tuesday's voting proceedings on review. Ntlanhla Khatlhane, SABC News, Johannesburg.